Hello, everyone, and welcome to the final race of the Earnhardt round of the CFRL Cup Series playoffs. Tonight, we're going to decide who's moving on to the Final Four at Michigan. I'm Ryan Harp, or Darth Kylo, and with me tonight is Sal Zavala. And last night was probably probably one of the wildest clutch scenarios that I'd say we've ever seen, with Kamal Wright essentially winning at Kentucky after, being 31 points down, 31 points below the cut line, and needing a win to move on. And he just goes out there, wins Kentucky, and he now has a championship 4 spot. So if last night was crazy, how do you think tonight's going to go?
I mean, it puts two of the best this season up against the wall in Michael Whitman and Bradley Domer Jr. So definitely the worst case scenario for them that could have happened last night did. And I mean, that makes us and the viewers here tonight in for a hell of a race.
Yeah, certainly, because we know, Jared Hall locked himself in with a win at Bristol. Kamal Wright locked himself in with a win at Kentucky. And by virtue of starting the race tonight, Tegan Jones will officially lock himself in on points. So there's 1 spot up for grabs, and 3 drivers want it. And currently it is Michael Whitman who is just barely hanging on to that 4th and final spot. But of course, his teammate Bradley Domer Jr. and Michael Fox, they want to go out there and get that last spot as well. Oh, Sal, I'm waiting for you to say something.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't put it past Michael Fox to go out there and win tonight. That'd definitely make things way crazier than what they've already become. But yeah, I mean, again, worst case scenario that could have happened for the guys over in the Henrik camp, and it happened. I mean, it just goes to show that no matter how good you are, if you can't perform this late in the season in the playoffs when it matters the most, it'll be all for nothing.
All right, so they're in the loading into the race now, so we'll go ahead and join in. And while we're doing that, let's go ahead and take a look at the starting lineup. And we have a tie for the pole position, and it is Bradley Domer Jr. and Jared Haw both setting a 38.786. Well, obviously, with Bradley Domer Jr. Being higher in the regular season standings than him, or by virtue of having most wins of the two, he gets the tiebreaker, and he will start on the pole. Row 2, we have Tegan Jones, who his car's on track, so he will officially lock himself into the Final Four, and Michael Whitman, who is just barely holding on to that Final Four spot. Row 3 is Michael Fox, who is in a must-win situation, and Joshua Harris, who is a non-playoff driver looking to play spoiler. And then row 4, we have Kevin Hall and Kamal Wright, who of course locked himself in last night at Kentucky. And then rounding out the field is Cameron Morris in the 2. And so we got 2 teammates on the front row, 1 already in. Yeah, how do you think the teammates are going to be trying to work together, or maybe teammates just get thrown out the window and it's every man for themselves?
I think it's every man for themselves at this point. I mean, I believe they came in separated by 2 points. By Bradley winning the pole, that is now cut down to 1. So I don't believe teammates, team orders, or anything is going to be a factor in this. It's going to be straight up every man for themselves here.
Yeah, it certainly will be. As we're coming off of 4, getting ready to start the final race of the Earnhardt round. 3 drivers are in, 1 spot left, 3 drivers won them. As they come to take the green flag, now let's go get them, boys.
Yeah, so was I, but JB wasn't.
I didn't. He's trying to be a teammate. That's what it is. Oh. Trying to be a good teammate.
Oh my god, did I even keep the right? Oh my god, I don't think I picked the right slider.
Why do you want to
No. I think it's standard 5.
Oh, standard 5. Oh,
Not bad.
You might be alright. You might be alright on the long run then.
I hope so. I meant to bring it down.
Race
to like
is over.
3.
No.
To checker.
No. You tell me I'm wasting my time for this?
We're done.
One last shootout,
Finish
man.
it off short for this. What Morris was saying.
Oh, God, Michael.
I cannot even get off of his bumper.
Fox.
It's over with.
Alright, I gotta.
Do it, ZX. Attaboy, baby. Attaboy.
Was that really necessary, dude? Oh my God. Seriously, I'm gonna be honest. Was that really necessary?
Sorry.
I didn't see it. Do it again. I wasn't
Must have
looking.
went 3 wide on lap 3. I'm having fun. There you go. That's my reason. That's my reason. That's my reason. We're having fun.
I'm locked into the championship 4. I can do whatever I want.
He more saw me swinging. He was just like, man. Yeah, I'm like, I just
Heard him also.
No, I'm just mad. Like, why would you do that in lap 3? But it worked out for both of us. So
He's like, he hates this guy.
I guess I won't be complaining anymore.
Oh, I got the apron.
You have no turn there, Harris?
How would fucking been checking up?
So 4 laps in, and the 2 teammates fighting for that final spot, they're running 1-2.
I have a feeling this is how a lot of the race is going to go today. Them and Tegan Jones right behind.
Now, of course, we are at Michigan, which is very much like a plate track in a lot of ways. You know, it's a big track. There's a lot of banking. Draft is a huge deal. And everybody's just going to be running in single file lines for pretty much the entire time, at least until we get the green flag pit stops, as Bradley goes way down on the apron to block the run from his teammate.
Yeah, it looked like Mike thought about looking underneath him there, and that door quickly shut.
Well, he might get another run at him here, though. He is there, though.
Definitely one mistake could cost Bradley, and they're so bunched up together that if he does end up making a mistake, it won't just lose him the lead, it could potentially lose him a lot more.
And of course, stage points are going to be a big factor, especially since you said, you know, the gap between Domer Jr. and Whitman has been cut down to just 1 point.
Yeah, this is gonna if they finish the stage like this, or even just within a spot of each other, I mean, it could potentially be just a straight up battle of you gotta beat the other to the finish line and hope Michael Fox doesn't win.
And currently, Fox is running in 4th, so he's there. He's still looking pretty threatening. So he might have a shot at this thing before it's all said and done. Now, of course, we are seeing all these guys move up to a higher lane to try to get a really good run off. but ultimately they just tuck back in line and stay in the draft. Pretty much like at the plate tracks, but the big difference there is that like you need all the help you can get to make the high lane work at places like Daytona or Talladega. But here you can pretty much get away with doing it by yourself, but obviously you do need the help from one or two guys behind in order to really make it work.
And right now what isn't helping Mind Killer back there is he was battling with JB, so he lost a little ground to Tegan there in the 4. It looks like they got that situated. He's starting to close back in now.
And he thought about taking the apron down low to get around him for third, but he thought better of it. As the race just started, it is still very early.
Well, it looks like Mike thought about making a move there. Bradley blocks it.
Of course, Whitman is trying to get himself max stage points. But here comes Tegan down low, but he didn't have enough momentum to get alongside him.
Now JB able to pull up alongside of Tegan, make that outside work.
And he will clear Tegan for third place. So now Hendrick running 1, 2, 3.
Michael Fox falling down from the 4th spot, battling to try and keep 5th.
They're trying to stay in that top 5 spot.
Oh, we got Mike on the inside of Bradley for the lead.
They're side by side for the lead going into 2. And Whitman will clear him, so new leader, Hot Honey. Of course, Whitman, he wants to lock himself in with a win and not have to worry about the point situation. But now Hall right on Bradley's back bumper, and he wants to try to push him and get the 24 back around.
And now there looks like everyone kind of filed in single file now. As Tegan lost a little bit of ground somehow to JB. It looks like they're trying to gain up a run and bring it to these Hendrick Chevys here in the top 3.
And of course, that 22 of Michael Fox. He's the one pushing Tegan Jones to try to get the Fords back up there. Here comes Tegan. He's looking for that run up high.
Now the front 2 kind of slowly breaking away here.
Yeah, but they haven't completely broken away from the rest of the field yet. And everybody just snaking up to the high side. Oh, Bradley gave Mike a shot.
A little warning shot to make sure he knows that he's still there with them.
Oh, I bet Mike already knows that he's still back there. And I bet he also knows that the 88's back behind Bradley as well. Now there are... Oh, the 88 gets sideways off of 2.
It's going to cost him big time.
Of course, he doesn't have to worry about points because he's already locked himself in with a win at Bristol on Monday night. But that's another interesting quirk about Michigan here on Heat 5 is that it's almost kind of like both a plate track and Homestead at the same time, where big super speedway, draft is a huge factor, but as the run goes on, your car gets wicked loose off of turn 2, is just as like we saw there with Tegan Jones.
And that puts Mindkiller in the 22 up to 3, so the 3 battling for that final transfer spot now 1, 2, 3.
So Whitman, Domer Jr., Fox. There are 3 guys that are just absolutely fighting for that final spot out in front. But of course, Fox, he needs to win this race in order to lock himself in. And for the 9 and the 24, they just need to finish ahead of one another. And we got 1 car in the pits already, and that's the 88 of Jarrett Haw. And I believe we are coming up on the first round of green flag stops. Yeah, 3 or 4 laps worth of fuel I just saw on Whitman's status screen. So yeah, we are getting close to pit stop time. Back where there is Bradley comes in. As well as the 12 of Joshua Harris. 1 car in the grass. And it's the 10 of Kamal Wright.
I'd expect the 9 to probably pit here. You don't want to lose too much time to Bradley there.
Yeah, especially since Bradley's going to try to get the overcut. And Whitman is in. As is the 48, who almost misses the commitment cone. The 10 is in as well, so really it's just the Penske guy still out front. Actually, the 22 and the 4. And Whitman is out. And Bradley's on the front stretch. He just crossed the finish line.
Michael in turn
Looks like Bradley's going to have the momentum to get around him. Off of 2.
The 9's going to stay in front here.
But Bradley has the momentum. And the 9's going to force the 24 to go up high contact. Looked like.
He'll keep the spot.
So what a stop from the 9 crew to keep his guy out front. And as Cameron Morris comes back onto the track, it looks like, yeah, the 9 has retaken the race lead. And I think Whitman only took 2 tires. I think everyone took 2 tires because they know they're getting close to the end of the stage here. Bradley's there. He's making the move down low. He's at his quarter panel. Looks like Whitman might get the momentum up top. So I think they're coming to the line to the end of the stage. Whitman clears them. I think we're on the I think we may be on the last lap, actually.
It's gonna be a big lap. Can Bradley try and form another run here?
He's gonna try it. Gonna force the 24 to go up high once again. He's gonna try to go down low. He's there at the quarter panel. Drag race to the line, and it looks like Whitman might have gotten it. Oh, it looked like he did get it. And that is the stage.
What a finish, and that opens that points gap back to 2 here after the stage.
And since there are only 9 cars tonight, everybody does get stage points. And so everybody is running single file now, so it is Michael Whitman with the stage win, Bradley Domer Jr. in second, Cameron Morris third, Tegan Jones fourth, Jared Haw fifth, Michael Fox sixth, Joshua Harris seventh, Kevin Hall eighth, and Kamal Wright in ninth. Pits are open. Sure enough, everybody's coming in. Obviously, everyone took right sides and fuel only on that green flag stop cycle. Now, obviously, they're going to get full service here. And so, who has the first pit stall? And it looks like it will be the 12 of Joshua Harris. So now, who wins the race off of pit road? And it will be Bradley Domer Jr. with the race win off of pit road. And so with Whitman's stage win, he does have a little bit more breathing room, but it is still 2 points, and it's still a little bit too close for comfort for him. But of course, he still wants to win this race outright.
It'll be the easiest way to do this. Just getting the win, not worrying about where anyone else finished.
And as we are getting ready to start the final stage, we will have 73 laps to go when they come to the line. And so it is time to crank it up.
hell of a start by everybody.
Yeah, I had to check up. Holy crap. I actually had one of my best.
I didn't know you were outside of it.
That was all lifting for them to get in line.
I actually had one of my best second place row one start. Yeah, when I didn't want to.
Wide in that situation.
Don't hit the wall, please. I don't want flashbacks to Indy.
Get him s'mores.
Oh yeah, I'll get him on the outside, Michael.
Here comes Forrest. Round me outside. Round me outside. Okay.
That was s'mores, and I followed s'mores right into it.
I was trying to give Mike plenty of room.
I dodged the hell out of that.
Oh my god, my butthole puppy.
No.
Well, this line died out. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to make passes for very much longer.
Oh my god, the checkups.
We are 3 wide.
When everybody checked up, my car just went to the right, and that is all on me, dude. Sorry.
I've noticed something running in the first place. I don't know if
It's
it's
nice
how
and
Mike
clean.
drives or if I'm just driving in that deep.
Both.
Well, I'm letting off a little more side of the draft. I don't want to.
Oh, ZX is making it 3 wide.
I'm carrying more corner.
Now he's got third draft. He's got the momentum. Sorry, JB. We're still 3
sorry.
wide.
You gotta be patient and let this cycle out, because once it starts cycling out, it'll spread out.
Still 3 wide, and I don't like this box. As long as we hold the draft with him, we're fine.
Go get the draft back. Go get it back.
Yeah, Big Bird. Come on.
I'm not going to fight you. Just go get it back.
Right. I'm sniffing it.
Yeah, you
I
are.
need it.
I'm pushing the shit out of you. You better fucking get it.
I got it. I got it. Do I have it?
He got that ass.
I'm here. Look at that, right?
Do I have it? I don't. I don't
think
have
I
it.
have it.
I think
Do I have it or do I not have
I don't have it. Do I have
I'm
it?
just saying, Fox. the Harry's doors are closed. He doesn't. Don't even knock on his door.
Oh my
God.
Well, we all got ran into there. That was fun. Ah! Well, that was very interesting of a turn of events there.
But Bradley's still out in front after the restart, keeping his teammate, the 9 of Michael Whitman, at bay. Yeah, but meanwhile, Michael Fox, he is definitely dropped to the back. He's currently running in 7th. Of course, there is still plenty of time for him to get up there, but he's going to run out of it sooner or later.
To try to stay close up with this lead pack, especially during green flag stops, the way the packs get separated. He can't afford to be that far back, especially if he's going to try to contest for this win tonight.
And Bradley pulled away for a little bit, but of course that draft is going to allow that 9 to catch right back up.
And top 3's been able to create a little bit of distance here from the rest of the pack. But here they come right back. They were able to form up there that whole lap basically and come back up to Tegan.
Well, looks like everybody's still gonna stick together here. Well, meanwhile, up there, we got a battle for 4th place between the two of Cameron Morris and the 10 of Kamal Wright. Kamal trying to make the high lane work, but he does have help, though. That's a lot of help up high, and he easily takes 4th.
Cameron Morris now probably going to drop to the back of this pack behind the 48 of Kevron now.
And it looks like the 12 definitely... Morris can drop far enough back. He can come up and get his teammate, and it looks like that's what he just did.
Bradley washed up the track a bit. Is Mike going to be able to get a big enough run? Doesn't look like it. Tegan got into the wall there on the exit of 2.
But Mike, he's making the move. He's going to try to. A little bump. And Whitman takes the lead. And now look at Fox. He's working his way back up there. He's now underneath Tegan Jones for the 3rd spot, but of course Tegan was pulled away thanks to the draft, and now Fox is on the low line with no help. But now he's got some as he's back up to 4th. So we got 2 Chevys out front, 3 Fords behind them. And they are certainly closing.
He's able to do with it.
Well, he's going to try to get a run off of 2. He's not quite there. And he is really trying to get that run off. He's practically bump drafting the 9.
Yeah, maybe force him in a mistake to drive in too hard into one of these corners. That way he can kind of just go in there and use the preferred lane down on the bottom to try and complete a pass.
Of course, we have 60 laps to go. Of course, the race is 100 laps. But Bradley's there again. And now it looks like Whitman pulled away a little bit because, you know, Bradley took a higher line in 1 and 2.
It's also a great learning opportunity just to try and see how you can calculate a run. And let's say this is the scenario you're in late in race and you're going to need to try and form a run in order to get past that lead car.
Yeah, and if he's going to learn it, he's definitely going to learn it real quick. And everyone on that apron trying to make that track as short as possible. Bradley was there. And now the 2 gets loose off of 2. But he still stays in line. And now the 12 of Joshua Harris has completely lost the draft. So what was 9 is now 8. Bradley trying to take the lower arc off of 4. They were almost 3 wide for 5th, or 6th back there, excuse me. But everybody gets settled.
Kamal got super loose there on the exit of 2. He falls back in. It looks like he's going to lose the draft now.
I mean, he is still there, though, kinda, as Joshua Harris comes into pit. So, if the front 7 start battling each other, he might get the draft back that way. And I just saw Whitman's car status screen. 2 laps worth of fuel left. So it's time for another round of green flag stops. And like a lot of other tracks where we run single file draft trains like this, green flag pit stops are really going to spread everyone out. And now the 2 leaders are in, and Bradley with a big entrance on the pit road as he passes Whitman.
What an impressive entry there by Bradley Domer Jr. in the 24.
So now we will see who gets out front. As the 4 and the 22 are in. And Bradley is the first one off pit road. Oh, but Whitman's not going to let them have it that easy. They're phasing through each other, trying to battle each other. And they have separated, so their car should be solid. But Bradley down low, trying to retake the spot. Oh, but Whitman gets him.
What a wild sequence there.
Of course, the 200 teammates, Whitman and Domer Jr. fighting tooth and nail for that final transfer spot. And now look who's running in third. That is the 48 of Kevin Hall. Wonder how big of a factor he's going to play. And Michael Fox currently running in fifth. Trying to work with Tegan Jones to catch up to those 300 cars up there. And what was 2 will soon become 4 as the 88 and the 10 join in.
Tell you what, that second pack is gaining, and they're gaining big.
Of course, that second pack led by Tegan Jones. And of course, by virtue of starting the race tonight, he has locked himself in to the Championship 4. But yeah, they are really working together. And they are certainly catching up. And I should suspect that Jones will get their draft in a little bit. Yeah, the gap is getting bigger, the gap is getting smaller, sorry. But those big gains,
next lap.
But those big gains that they were making earlier are starting to become a little smaller gains. Oh, Jones can sniff their draft. And I think he might get it here.
Oh yeah, they definitely got it now. They about to make an incredible amount of progress here.
Oh yeah, definitely there now. And the 300 cars are probably thinking, what just happened? How did we let those 4 back there catch up? We are now past the halfway mark, and I'd say we passed that mark a little over 7 or 8 laps ago. And Jones trying to make that high side work. He is on Hall's quarter panel, but Hall gets the better exit. Again, Jones still trying to make the high lane work. But now here comes Haw and Wright.
Looked like Hall kind of backed out of that. Didn't want to put Bradley in a difficult spot there.
And still, it is Whitman out in front. Followed by Bradley Domer Jr., Kevin Hall, Tegan Jones, Michael Fox, Jared Haw, and Kamal Wright. That's all 7 of the cars currently in this group. And everybody just slides down to that apron on the front stretch. And off of 4, they will have 38 laps to go when they come to line. Here comes Bradley. Or at least he thought he had a run going, but he just slots back in second. Bradley's probably waiting for another round of green flag pit stops so he can pull that move that he did the first go around and pass Whitman going on to pit road.
Yeah, I mean, exiting there on pit road, I think you got the answer to our question when we first started the broadcast of as far as how teammates were going to play. They have definitely proved today that it's every man for themselves out there today. Especially with that bold move by Bradley to enter pits, and then the bold move by Mike Mann exiting the pits, just not giving up and giving the position like that up. You definitely know these two want to lead and they want to be in front as long as possible.
But of course that certainly applies to the 9 and the 24, but how about the 48 who's not in the playoffs, and the 88 who's already locked himself into the championship 4? Like, how do you think they're going to see it play out, or how are they going to get involved in it? Are they going to let them fight, or are they going to pick sides and choose which teammate to help?
I say they just let him fight.
Now, of course, we have seen the 9 and the 24 in pretty big battles before. And I would say the big one that comes to mind, for me at least, is the spring race at Atlanta, either last year or in 2023. And I believe it was in 2024, where it was the final stages of the race. Whitman and Domer were fighting hard with one another. Of course, some contact was made. And ultimately, it was Michael Whitman that was able to hang on and secure the win. So I guarantee you we're definitely going to be seeing something similar to that.
Definitely. I mean, you've mentioned that these two have been a part of some great battles, but none bigger than this one. A chance to go fight for a championship.
Or even earlier in the playoffs at Texas when it was these two battling it out for the race win. And it was Bradley ending that long dry spell on 1.5 tracks, getting that win.
These are the big moments you want in the playoffs.
And I did see Whitman's status screen pop up on his stream. 3 laps of fuel. So yeah, we are getting close to another round of green flag stops.
Thinking maybe this one, then one more, I believe.
Yeah, I believe 2 more stops, including this one, coming up. But I'll definitely see when Whitman comes in. And green flag stops have started. The 12 is already in. The 10 and the 2 are also in.
Bradley breaks way loose, goes all the way down to the apron. He's going to fall to the back of this pack.
Major implications potentially for Bradley Domer Jr. as we come to this round of stops. Now he's really going to have to get aggressive on this round of stops.
And that he does. He cut in.
Oh! Into the wall. Kevin Hall, he just slowed down way too fast. He broke loose and he just smacked the inside wall head on. So obviously he's going to have some damage to repair. And Whitman is out. And now Bradley's out. The 4 and the 22, I believe, are your race leaders. The 88's in.
I believe those two, the 4 and the 22, will be pinning in this lap.
And yes, they are. Jones and Fox are in. So that means Whitman will cycle out as the race leader. Currently, he is third on track as he just got around the 88. And they are all spread out now. The 4's still in. I think he might have sped. Tegan Jones might have sped on pit road.
Oh, man.
As the 9 retakes the race lead. And now Bradley has hooked up with the 88 as he's trying to get in front of Fox. So now those three are going to try to hook up. That way they can catch up to the 9 and the 10. Now, of course, the 24 and the 22 are battling for that final spot, but at this point, you're falling behind the leaders. One of them is also in that fight for the final spot. Yeah, at this point, you are basically going to have to work together in order to catch back up.
Yeah, that's the only way. I mean, you gotta be smart about it. Think big picture. And that's definitely the best case for both of those guys. They tried to hunt down the 10 of Kamal and the 9 of Michael Whitman here in the closing laps.
And the 9 and the 10 are separated, so yeah, if these three guys can hook up here, they'll really start flying. And yeah, the 9 and the 10 are definitely not hooking up, so those three behind them are really going to start catching them here.
They're making some slight progress, a couple tenths here, a couple tenths there, but nothing too concerning just yet.
And the gap from first to third is 1.8 seconds. So we now have 25 laps to go. We are 3/4 of the way through this one. Now it's down to 1.7. And we now have 24 to go.
The 10 looks like he's at least able to get some draft off of the 9 now.
Yeah, he's trying to push the 9 ahead.
The gap from first to third now down to 1.5 seconds.
Yeah, they are definitely making inroads. Little by little. But of course, these guys do still have to make one more stop.
For Mike Man in the 9, Bradley in the 24, and Michael in the 22, this is going to be the biggest stop of the season for them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now down to 1.3 that lap.
Yeah, first to third, 1.3.
The ideal thing, I think, for that second group would be to catch them before they come into pit here.
Yes, absolutely. Because if they try to catch up when everybody's slowing down to come into pit, that could potentially give them a speeding penalty if they're not careful.
Yeah, and right now the gap down to 1.1 here on the backstretch.
And they come to the line with 20 laps to go. Yeah, the gap's got to be about a second now.
Maintaining right now at 1.1. We'll see where we are here at the line. Possibly here is where they could have it down to a second. Yeah, down to 1 second.
Yep. 1 second even. It was down to 9/10, but it went back up to a second. Yeah, now it's down to 9/10 again. I think they're certainly going to get him here before we get to the money stop. And we now have 17 to go.
Kind of maintained here at 9/10. Pit stops coming up quick. I expect them in about like 6 laps, possibly.
Well, I'll certainly wait to see what Whitman's car status screen says. Now have 16 to go. Now down to 7/10 of a second. The gap between the gap between first and third. Now we have 15 to go. It's still holding steady at 7/10. "14 laps to go." And there's Whitman's status screen, 4 laps of fuel. So they're going to be coming in with 10 or 11 laps to go.
Oh, man. Does anyone try to play hero and cut the distance down?
Now we have 13 laps to go. I think the 88. Yeah, he has Kamal's draft.
Yeah, they're there. They've made up the distance and they got the shot now. This is all Bradley and Michael Fox could ask for, and that's at least a shot.
And now Wright is in, as well as the 22. So could they go for an undercut? They definitely go for a massive undercut. And Kamal Wright's out, so I think he might have taken 2 tires. And a can of fuel. The 9 and the 24 are in. Yeah, looks like everybody's going to take right sides in a can. And now we shall see who gets out first.
Did Michael Fox take 4?
I think he took 4.
Oh, wow.
And Whitman with the momentum as he will get off first. Here comes Wright.
Is Kamal going to have enough to get past them here?
And not quite. So, it is Michael Whitman still out ahead of Bradley Domer Jr., but now Bradley has a shot.
Is Michael Fox going to have enough time to catch these 3?
And now Jared Haw is in. It is a very bold call from the 22.
5.5 right now.
Still a little too far back, but he does have time. But he is running out of it.
.1 now the distance.
9 to go. And Michael Whitman has cycled back into the lead. Or he's about to. And he will. And Bradley did drop back. He might try to build up a run here. Yeah, Fox still a little too far back there.
I'll tell you what, but he's coming. That distance is being cut at a rapid pace right now.
But if Fox does get there, How do you think the 88 and the 10 are going to play?
Distance down to 3.8 from Michael Whitman to Michael Fox.
As we now have 7 laps to go.
Michael Whitman trying to break the draft.
Of course, they're all racing like they're racing down the backstretch at Indy. Just snaking their way down that backstretch. Trying to break the toe. With 6 laps to go, the 48 has parked it in the grass. He's gonna watch the finish. Oh, Kamal gets loose off of 2. He slots in behind the 88. And off of 4. 5 laps to go. No more cautions.
I don't think Michael Fox is going to make it. He only cut 8/10 from the last time we got an update. He is now at 3 seconds flat behind the leaders.
And it looks like the tires have evened out. So now it is just a straight fight between the 9 and the 24. As we've seen so many times before. Well, obviously they want to race each other clean. But they're racing for the final spot in the Championship 4. And I definitely think that they will not be racing each other clean.
Bradley.
And now the 88 gets loose off of 2.
Bradley looked like he had a look on the outside, and Michael Whitman closed that door.
Of course, Bradley trying to force Whitman into making a mistake.
Bradley lost some ground there. He's going to probably have time to build up one more run.
3 laps to go. And I think that's probably what he's going to do. He's going to try to build up a run. Especially since he's got a teammate behind him, the 88. And then Whitman trying to break that draft. Yeah, it's going to be too little too late for Fox. Unless something catastrophic happens out in front. 2 laps to go here at Michigan. Bradley's going to try to make one more charge at the 9. And off of 4. The white flag is out. Final lap at Michigan. Here comes Bradley.
You're going to have one more chance here on the backstretch. What is he going to be able to do with it?
And down the backstretch for the final time. Kamal Wright gets loose. Whitman breaks the draft. Bradley's going to have one more shot going into 3. Oh, he tries to force him up. Oh, Bradley gets loose. This win's going to punch his ticket to the Championship 4. Michael Whitman wins at Michigan.
Great job, driver.
Bradley, thank you for playing it nice. I really appreciate it.
You don't actually understand how much I appreciate you. You don't deserve to be in this situation.
Damn.
So.
Nope. 300 points behind, playing the same sandbox, good in one track. That's how you make it, but it is what it is. I'm not dirty. Unless your name's Fine Killer.
There's another time I've finished second to Mike.
All right, man. I don't want to hear anything from you after your little Bristol shenanigans.
Bristol shenanigans? What are you talking about?
Listen, I pulled that strategy twice. I laid out my hand 2 years ago.
Yeah, and I laid out my dick.
Anyone could do it. Say what?
I laid out my dick.
I'm sorry. Don't lay on your dick next time.
And it is Kevin Hall with the fastest lap of a 38.6. Yeah, that was certainly a wild ending.
I mean, two teammates battling it out. They race, like you heard Mike Man say that, they race each other cleanly, essentially the whole race.
And I bet Whitman is super excited that he's going to go out there and fight for another championship. If I can figure out how to invite him into the party. Oh. There we go. And there is your race winner, Michael Whitman. You have put an exclamation mark on the Earnhardt round. You came in clutch when it mattered most, and you are now going to fight for another championship.
Yeah, I was pretty stressed out. But before anything, I appreciate Bradley because he could have, sent me into oblivion there in 3 and 4, and he didn't. So thankful to him. Thankful to really everybody in that race. Everybody raced me with the utmost respect and didn't push the issue with me. They knew kind of what the two of us had on the line, battling for the points there, which ended up kind of being us battling for the win. But yeah, wild. Definitely not how I wanted to do it. Like, I didn't want to be this stressed out. I was like doom and gloom heading into this race. Like, I thought it was over, and I was really going to be disappointed that I wasn't going to have another opportunity fighting for a championship. But to get it done at Michigan, this track is a special one. Got my first win here 6 years back in the Cup Series. So definitely a pretty neat moment to pull it off and be back in victory lane there again today.
Yeah, certainly a special win at a special track. But yeah, take us through those final few laps, because I bet that you were absolutely nervous as hell trying to keep your car out in front of that 24.
Yeah, I was just really hoping that, the 88 and the 10 were going to stay a little bit behind him, because that was he wouldn't have been able to get draft off me to get a run, because I felt like I had a really good car in clean air, and if they didn't link up there on that last run, that I was going to be in a pretty good spot. But yeah, I had a gap, and then Bradley put in a really good lap with about 2 to go, and then had a good 1 and 2 to get back to my bumper, and he didn't, he didn't make a move that some other guys I think would have made on me in that situation. So I think that's the reason why we've been teammates for 4 years now, and him and I personally, there have been a lot of issues on the team. I won't sugarcoat things, but rarely between him and I. And I think it's just a level of respect we have with each other. And if the shoe was on the other foot, I would have done the same thing. It's easy for me to say that I won, but I was not planning on being over aggressive with him. Would I give everything I can? Yes, but I wasn't going to clean him out for it. Because I know, you look at all the statistics, making the Final Four, obviously I would have been extremely disappointed not to, but I know kind of where I stack up, and do I deserve to be in the top 4 drivers? I think absolutely, and does Bradley? Absolutely. Just the format that we're in, kind of, it hasn't happened before where somebody that's really deserving of it hasn't made it. But it was going to happen at some point, and it could have been me. It very easily could have been me there, and it just sucks for him. I feel like if there's ever a year we should do 5, honestly 6. Mind Killer deserves to be there too. He's had a great year. Maybe we do a final 5. That'd be. We're not going to do that, but if there is a time, Bradley, that guy deserves to be in the championship 4, no doubt. And I don't want to make it all about me. I think we should talk about how good of a season he had, because he did have a really good year.
Yeah, certainly a great season from both the 24 and the 22, but of course only 4 drivers can be fighting for the championship on Sunday at Homestead. But your win tonight, you have now tied your career best for wins in a season with 8. So how crazy would it be to break that record on Sunday at Homestead with you hoisting a second championship?
I'd really like to. Yeah, that'd be pretty wild. I think everybody obviously I'm a past champion, but I think everybody knows how the perspective might be on that one. Could I have still won it if what happened didn't happen? Perhaps, but I'd really like to win it in a convincing manner, and that's been my motivation for these last 2 years. I think that's the main reason why I stepped up from 2023 3 wins to 8 wins these last 2 years. I've really been motivated to kind of, because some people thought I was an undeserving champion, and I understand the thoughts on that, but if I'm not a championship driver in the league at this point, I don't know what else people really want from me. I've been really, really motivated to do it in a convincing manner. So have another shot here. Pretty excited for Miami.
All right, so Sal?
One of your probably most clutch wins other than the championship a couple years ago. We were talking earlier when we started the broadcast about how the teammates would play between you and Bradley. Was that ever really a conversation, or did you talk about the respect y'all have for each other? Did y'all kind of just know that y'all maybe be in the situation fighting for the win to advance, and knew that y'all could trust one another to kind of race with respect there at the end?
We usually kind of end up around each other, so I wasn't surprised. But him and I are pretty equal, I think, in ability. Like, this is not a shot at Kamal, but on our sheet you can look at the classic points throughout the whole year, right? Bradley and I, heading into this race for the entire season, were separated by 8 points. We were 300 points ahead of Kamal, but us two were separated by 8 points. So, us going in with the 2-point gap, him getting the pole, making it 1 point, he had the tiebreaker no matter what. So it's basically just a heads up. Whoever scores the most points in that race advances. So yeah, we didn't really have a conversation. We were making some jokes about it, about previous things that have happened at Michigan. Duck, duck, goose, if you know what I mean, Sal. But yeah, I think him and I are we're too good of friends to, do something like that. I don't think that, I don't think he wanted to make the championship 4 in that way, and I wouldn't have either. So I think we wanted it to be a fair fight. Was I aggressive with how I might have blocked and tried to stall runs? Yeah, but I felt like I had to be, because I had to really kind of check him up to keep the stage win. That's when I was still looking at points. Towards the end of the race, I knew that it was, one of us was probably going to win that race, because the 88 and the 10 weren't going to get in between us. So, yeah, just a lot of respect there. And, maybe he can go out and win Miami. That'd be a pretty neat thing for him to do. I think he'd be pretty mad about it, honestly, if he wins next week. But yeah, I'm rooting for him. I'm always rooting for him. So yeah.
Yeah, well, you got yourself a clutch win, and it got you that final spot. But congrats on a huge win here at Michigan, and we will see you on Sunday for the championship race at Homestead, or maybe a little sooner because I think we might still have a media day within the next few days. I think.
Yeah, and I'll be broadcasting. I'll be playing the role of lead broadcaster tomorrow night. So I'm hoping I'm interviewing you first, Kylo. Or Russell, or Harris, or S'mores. I can't play favorites. I'm an unbiased journalist tomorrow.
I mean, well, of course you are the team owner, so you do have a little bit of bias, but
I want Russell.
well, tomorrow.
That isn't pointing anybody out in particular. No, I'm kidding. I think that it would be like, there's obvious reasons that all of you can win. You know, Indy's a unique track, and I'm just rooting for a good race. And if that 9 car can get in victory lane and win the championship, then that'd be pretty neat.
Well, tomorrow I'm just hoping that I don't finish 4th for the 3rd year in a row. But
hey, but you could finish 4th and win the championship.
Good point. Well, I mean that depends on how many race tomorrow night. But yeah, we'll see about that. Yeah, but yeah, again, congrats on a huge win tonight at Michigan, and we'll potentially see you maybe Thursday or Friday for media day, and if not then we'll definitely see you Sunday for the championship race at Homestead.
All right, guys, I appreciate it. Hey, Sally, would you like that? If I was with you, I'd be jumping up and down with you right now. I'd give you a big old hug and maybe a wet smooch on the neck or something. All right, guys. Might have a beer. Have a good night, guys.
Yeah, well, Michael Whitman always has really fun interviews. Whether he's the one giving the interviews or if he's the one being interviewed. Yeah, you gotta love it. So now we will bring in our 2nd place finisher, Jarrett Ha. Who, of course, he is already locked in to the championship 4, but of course, by virtue of that, he was but there he is, your 2nd place finisher, Jarrett Ha. It was a pretty epic fight between 2 of your teammates there at the very end, and you were certainly right in the thick of things as well.
Yeah, I was just trying to be as best of a teammate as I could. Mike was obviously out leading with Kamal, and I had Bradley, and I'm like, I gotta help one way or the other. I'm like, I feel like a bad teammate if I don't help him, and I feel like a good teammate if I do help him, but I also feel like a bad teammate if I'm fighting against Mike. So it was like it's stuck in between a rock and a hard place there. But I helped Mike out last night at Kentucky there, so I felt it only best to return the favor to Bradley to try and get him back up there. And I felt like I did a good job getting him back up there, and it was just up to him to execute. And unfortunately, he had a really good pit road entry, but just the pit stop, he wasn't able to get out in front of Mike. And yeah, it was just they fought to the end, and Mike came out on top. Congrats to Mike. Glad that he'll be in the championship 4, showing off 2 Hendrick Motorsports drivers versus 2 SHR drivers in the championship 4. So that'll be interesting. But overall, it was a good race. Felt like I had a lot better car than I actually was able to show. I mean, I know I finished 2nd, but I felt like I had a car capable of leading a lot of laps. Just got put back in traffic there pretty early and just kind of rode and didn't want to ruffle any feathers or anything, so just kind of minded my own business up until the very end there, and then I really minded my own business backing off of those 2, letting them do their own thing, and then just the issue off 4 that Bradley had, I think he clipped the apron and then just got loose from there. But yeah, just It was an overall good race. Again, glad to see Mike be able to get the win, but wish it was 3 Hendrick cars going into the championship 4, not just 2.
Yeah, so it's going to be another straight Hendrick versus Haas fight for the championship on Sunday. But, well, since you were already locked in to the Final Four by virtue of your win at Bristol on Monday night, so, like, did you think that you were still, like, going to try to go out there and win the race tonight and not really, like, sort of, like, play the role of, like, picking and choosing which team to help or not help?
It kind of depended on my track position. I was actually talking about that coming to the start of the final stage. I was like, I think I restarted 5th. And I was like, if I get out front, I'll lead. You guys just ride behind me. And they're like, okay. And I'm like, oh, cool. I'm okay with that. I'll lead some laps, whatever. But like I said, I got shuffled pretty early. I don't quite remember what happened. I got shuffled back so far. I might have got loose. Don't really remember. But just never really had the track position to go up there and really try to go for the win. So once I was back in the back, half the field just having to fight through all the traffic, I was like, I probably should let this one be settled between those two because they were up front the whole time. I was like, I'll just let them go for it. And even Mind Killer, because he obviously if he won too, he was going to be in. So I tried to mind my own P's and Q's tonight to not upset anyone, and hopefully I didn't, and hopefully we're all going to be good and buddy going into Homestead.
All right, Sal, you got anything?
I do not.
Well, it's gonna be a fun night on Sunday for sure. But yeah, congrats on your second place finish tonight, and we will see you on Sunday at Homestead.
Alrighty, thank you guys.
And so we will bring in our third place finisher, Mr. Kamal Wright. Of course, I do want to ask him about his win last night at Kentucky, since I was not in the broadcast booth. Of course, Kevin Hall was. But I would like to get his take on last night's race, if he would be so inclined. Yeah, I think I'll go ahead and send him another invite. Unless he already went offline, but oh, he's not home, he says. So, yeah, so that definitely answers that. So I'll go ahead and bring in our fourth place finisher, Mr. Michael Fox. Of course, he needed to win tonight, but was ultimately not meant to be.
Yeah, disappointing for him. I mean, he had a shot, tried something different there on that last pit stop with the 4 tires, just ran out of time to run them down.
Yeah, and he was definitely reeling them in with those 4 tires on that last run. But there was a point in the run where the tires just evened out and he couldn't really gain anymore. And there is your fourth place finisher, Michael Fox. You needed to win tonight. You tried something on that final stop, but ultimately you came up just a little bit short.
I mean, what are you gonna do about it? I really don't know. I thought the 4 tire pit stop would work. maybe I had that set idea plan to come in and for the final pit stop take 4 tires and I stuck with it. It probably would have worked if I probably done it a little sooner, but I guess it was just a little too late to do that. It really didn't help me that there was 4 cars up there just drafting each other. It was really tough to get up there, and that Tegan sped. I'm pretty sure on that last pit stop, he probably would have took 4 tires as well. I mean, it's kind of a little heartbroken that I did not get it. I was not able to punch my ticket in for the championship 4, but I'll take it either way. At least I didn't get screwed over.
Yeah, we certainly know what happened last year between you and a certain someone who shall not be named, who is more than likely going to win the Ross Chastain Award for a 4th year in a row. Yeah, even though you missed out on a championship 4 spot, are you still gonna go to Homestead and try to play a championship spoiler, or at least in terms of a race win? Because obviously somebody's gonna win the championship on Sunday.
I mean, I plan on to racing Sunday, and I guess with me not making it for the championship 4, I was already having a thought of not racing in the midweek anymore, but I might try and do that tomorrow. I don't know, but I mean, we'll see about that.
Yeah, but all right, Sal, you have anything?
I do not.
Yeah, you came up just a little short tonight, but it was still a very good effort. Congrats on your 4th place finish tonight, and we'll see you on Sunday at Homestead.
Yeah, I'll see you later.
And so we will have one more interview before we call it here tonight. And that is the 2 of Cameron Morris, who it looked like he was going to finish toward the back at the very end there, but ultimately he got himself a top 5 finish out of it. And there is your 5th place finisher, Cameron Morris. You were basically running in the back for pretty much the whole time, but then until that final run, you found yourself in a top 5 spot at the very end.
Yeah, Bradley spinning out there off of 4, coming to the checker flag, kind of helped me get that 5th place finish. I barely beat him to the line, but he was going for a championship spot, and just unfortunately couldn't get there. Although he tried it, he gave it 100%. That's for sure.
Yeah, but of course, we just talked to your teammate, Michael Fox, and I asked him the same thing that I'm about to ask you. Even though that you're not a playoff driver anymore, are you still gonna go to Homestead and race your heart out there and try to win the race?
Oh, absolutely. I'm gonna show up for Homestead on Sunday because it's the final race for the league on this game, and I really wanna be there to experience it. So, Homestead really hasn't been. I've been getting better at Homestead for the past 2 seasons now. It's just taken this long just to finally get used to Homestead. I feel like because I never really was a fan of it, but I've gotten better. I've gotten a little better and better at Homestead. Hopefully, have a good one final good one to end the year on and end the season on, and hopefully, hopefully the championship battle has a great be fantastic, and hopefully I don't cost one of them in that battle in the final 4 next on Sunday. So just gonna go out, do my own race, kind of be like stage 1 where I was behind Mike and Bradley. It was way 5 of the stage win. Gonna be just hope, just staying out of the way and let them have at it.
Yeah, well, all right, Sal.
I do not have anything for him.
Yeah, that is a pretty hard fought battle there between two of the league's best at the end there, and you barely beat one of them to the line for a top 5 finish. But yeah, congrats on your 5th place tonight, and we'll see you on Sunday at Homestead.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully, I can end it on a good note. Thank you for broadcasting.
Yeah, absolutely.
Have a good night.
All right, and I think that will do it. And I would say that battle for that final spot was probably what we could have hoped for, and probably even then some.
Oh, for sure. I mean, you got 2 of the best drivers, not just this season, but ever in the league, going at a Final Four spot like that. And, I mean, they raced each other fairly clean, and it had a little bit of everything in there.
Yeah, it certainly did. And when it came down to it, they still raced clean around one another. But in the end, it was Michael Whitman coming out on top with probably one of, if not the most clutch win of his entire career, and he is going to go for a 2nd championship. But of course, before we settle that championship at Homestead on Sunday, we have another championship to settle, and that is the midweek series, as they're going to be running their final race of the year at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway with its final 4 being Cameron Morris, Joshua Harris, David Wessel, and myself. So I'm absolutely nervous as hell for that one, because I'm just hoping I don't finish 4th in the standings for a whole nother year. So it's certainly going to be a crazy fight there. I just hope I'm fully prepared for that. But anyway, we'd like to thank you for watching the stream tonight. So don't forget to like the stream, subscribe to the channel, and we will see you hopefully tomorrow for the midweek season finale at Indy. But of course, if not, we will see you on Sunday for the final race of the 2025 season for the CFRL Cup Series, and our final race on NASCAR Heat 5 at Homestead, Miami, where our final 4 will duke it out for the championship. Will it be Jared Haw, who is looking for his first championship? Will it be Kamal Wright, a driver who has been plagued by internet connection issues his entire career, win his first championship? Will Michael Whitman get himself championship number 2? Or will Tegan Jones complete his drive for 5? Only one way to find out, and that will be on Sunday at Homestead. Until then, have a good night, everyone.